Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no.
What's going on, y'all? Marcus here, back in the shop, and I apologize for the delay. I actually meant to give you this review a little earlier, but after I shot it, I went to go edit and I popped the SD card in half. I don't know how I did that shit, so sorry about that. But I'm actually giving you my take on the game's newest single that goes along with his new soundtrack, that goes along with the new documentary Streets of Compton on A&E. The new single is called Roped Off, featuring Problem and Boogie, which again is a soundtrack to the Streets of Compton. So I'm definitely looking forward to this project because I am a huge fan of the game. If you can't already tell, I did a huge special as far as the reviews of the documentary, the first one, the documentary 2, and the 2.5. Definitely had fun doing that shit. So obviously I'm a fan of the game. I've been rocking with this dude for like 10 plus years since middle school. I'm definitely a fan. So with that being said, I fuck with this song very heavy. It's definitely a street anthem. It's definitely that West Coast shit. From the sound, from the production, to these other guys, Problem and Boogie, who I have no idea who they are, so don't get at me for that. This is the first time I'm ever hearing them, and I'm actually pretty impressed on what they said. They weren't super lyrical, but they definitely sounded dope on the track, and it's produced by League of Stars. But with all that being said, I'm definitely fucking with this shit. If you are a game fan and you're looking for some super lyrical shit, this is not it. Not to say that he's not lyrical, obviously Game is a lyrical king, but this is just the anthem. Yo, this is just the introduction, a powerful intro to this powerful soundtrack. I don't want to say powerful as in like on some radical shit, but Compton is super notorious. We all know what that shit is about, so we can obviously tell what this documentary is about. So I'm definitely fucking with it. I'm definitely excited to see what the documentary presents. I'm definitely excited to see or hear what the soundtrack presents. I know it's gonna be super West Coast. What I also like is the timing of all this. This album comes out the same weekend YG's second album, Still Brazy, comes out. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little confession. Like I said, I do like YG. I like the way he spits and all that shit, pause. But I wasn't feeling his first album. Now, I'ma sound like a hypocrite. I broke my own rule because I only listened to it like once or twice, and I've always said you gotta let music grow on you. You gotta listen to it about 3 to 4 times, let that shit sink in you for weeks, months down the line, however long, days down the line, before you make your opinion. I know I've made my review on certain albums like the day of, if not the very next day, but I've always said it's just my general take of what I think so far. Now, again, I've only listened to it a couple times, so I wasn't feeling it, and the reason why I wasn't feeling it was because I'm gonna sound like a big hypocrite, but I'm gonna tell you anyways, is because I felt like it was way too West Coast. Now I know what you're thinking. You'll be like, no shit, Marcus, they West Coast artists. What else are they gonna sound like? Well, in my defense, if you are a fan of Wale or Fat Trel or any DC, DMV rapper, what if they dropped an album with nothing but go-go drums behind that? You might be like, yo, I'm not fucking with this shit because this is way too DC. You see what I'm saying? You might like Wale or Fat Trel or Shock Lizzie, whoever, because of the content that they make in their music, their lyrics, or however they present themselves. But if the production is super DC with go-go drums, nothing but that, you might get tired of that because you're not feeling it, especially if you're not from the DMV. So that's kind of how I felt with the documentary 2.5 and YG's first album. So I gotta go back and listen to YG's first album before I go listen to this new project. And that's also why I like this one over 2.5, because I felt like documentary 2 was like more of an international sounding hip-hop album rather than 2.5, which to me, I've said this in my review, it was way too specified for the West Coast, which isn't a bad thing. It's just me personally, so I gotta go back and listen to both albums. It's still dope. YG's first album was still tough. I just wasn't fucking with it all the way, but I gotta go back and listen to it, so take what I said with a grain of salt. But fuck all that. Again, this track is definitely tough. That's the main point. I'm definitely fucking with it. Even the video itself, man, is super West Coast. You see the low riders, bunch of bloods just hanging out doing what bloods do, doing the dances. Game's rocking his new haircut with the fade and the crazy braids. I don't know. This man's like in his mid 30s, almost getting by to be like, he's pushing 40 and he's rocking that shit. So it's like, oh, okay, well, trying something new. A little late, but whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Again, I know somebody in the comment section is gonna be saying, well, this dude's a dickhead. He's gonna be talking about YG's first album is way too West Coast, but of course he's a West Coast artist. Just think about what I said. The example that I gave you as far as DC rappers or New York rappers or down south rappers, if it's not your region, it may feel oversaturated. And that's pretty much what I said. Doesn't mean I don't not like them at all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Are you fucking with this new song? I am. Again, it's not super lyrical, but it's definitely that street anthem. I'm definitely pumped for this shit. If you can't already tell, because I'm kind of hyper right now, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing this soundtrack and watching this documentary. Phew, kind of reminds me of last summer. The NWA movie came out, and it was just super West Coast out. I'm definitely looking for another summer like that. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like the video. Also, hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, man. You can follow me right there. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch y'all later.